Hey, another late night for me. Uh, Definitely have to check out some of the little stories Lillian sent me later, but right now I want to sit through and think about something for a moment, because I hopped over to some friends on a whim and was able to have the mood to be in a chill time, but then I heard someone crying and turned over and they were just grieving the loss of someone they cared about. And I'm not going to get into the whole details of that because that's A, not my story to tell, and B, not really anything I ever want to talk about. There was some empathetic feedback looping with that, but that's a tangent. No, what really bothers me is the fact that in that situation where all those people were there and all that, and meanwhile, me and some other person were consoling this person I didn't even know. And I'm keeping details vague as best I can, just so that way it doesn't lead anywhere. But I knew one person there amongst that group of friends, and even if I don't really interact with them, I, for some reason, got very judgmental of them. And I want to know why. I want to know why I got judgmental of someone who does not have the same skill set or mindset as I do. Why am I so judgmental of someone who is not me? Because everyone else was fine. It was just one specific person, and I'm sitting here wondering why. Because they don't deserve that judgmental side of me. They don't deserve any of the spite or bitterness. So why was I judgmental? Why? Just because they couldn't handle or weren't comfortable in dealing situations with like that. Why? Because I'm gonna be real, I have a highly judgmental side to me. I usually try to not let it out. I usually try to leave it off to the side, muttering off into the void, so that way the abyss doesn't throw a brick at me. I tried leaving it to mutter into the abyss one time. The abyss got annoyed. Short story. Anyways, seriously though, I know that judging people doesn't help anything, and it's the reason why I try my best to avoid that quality in myself. So why was I judgmental of someone who very well wouldn't have known how to handle that situation to begin with? I don't like that about myself. Because I don't get it. Why? Because, fine, I'll admit it was the dense dork all over again. Yay, what did he do? But even still, even with all the past history there, even if they still have me blocked and all that, why was I judgmental towards them, for not handling a situation they weren't comfortable with, that they wouldn't know how to handle, even if they do care? Why am I judgmental of that? Because I'm bitter? Because I'm still hurt? That's not a good excuse. That's not even. I don't even want to use an excuse. Because I understand that my past experiences have left me with a negative opinion of them, but that need not to extend as far as it did. So why? 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 I mean, it's a good example of why I'm nowhere near ready to interact with them ever. Oh, a good reason why I don't, why I just try to only join on the other group of on that group of friends when I'm in a don't give a fuck mood. I'm just gonna chill and interact. So why was I judgmental? Why was I judgmental towards someone who doesn't deserve that kind of bitterness? Like, sure, and that my brain's running in loops again, so it's either trying to just focus in on a central point or just unsure, and so it just keeps trying to run it back to see if there's any detail it overlooked. But that doesn't resolve things. That just hopes that a branch of insight will magically pop up. So let's stop that and try to think up a better method. Because even if some people have, even if there are people out there who I would absolutely 100% love to tear into, just horrible people that the entirety of humanity would just look at and go, yeah, no. That doesn't mean I get to freely pass judgment on people. Not that's not my place or my right. I can judge people for the purposes of navigating my own life, but I am no jury, judge, or trial. I am not someone who has a clear perception of others. I've got a partial perception of others. Insights from my own experiences that allow me to make guesses at what they're thinking or going through, but even then. Uh, well, I mean, we did start out our life. We did start out our life suppressing me and everything that we could have been in that direction. Again, like that video from earlier today, they said it's not that we need them, it's that we saw a shadow of ourselves in them and we need to integrate that unexpected shadow in order to move on. It's allowing ourselves to put some of the chains, finding restrictions, and overthinking aside. Being soft, having no, you never allowed us to wear our softness on our sleeve, only behind a veil of everything else because you wanted to make sure we wouldn't be taken advantage of, that we wouldn't get hurt by others. And so part of you learned to absolutely despise that softness because you thought that strength and everything else were the only way forward in this world. You decided to run counter to our nature because of an impulse and emotional reaction from Flicker. Really, you're not judging them. You're judging yourself for not being able to connect with and to help them be able to handle the same things you do, for being able to do the same things you do. You have put yourself in the leader position because of your level of experience, and that has done us some good, but your priorities aren't the rest of our priorities. They're just your ideals directed upon us in ways that are fitting enough for us to say, whatever. You're not what you think of yourself, both good and bad. You wanted to protect them like you tried to protect me. You got to see the result of what happens when you're not in charge. You got to see the result of things not going to your plan. That it hurt us completely. It hurt others too. And you panicked exactly because things weren't going to your plan. You may hide it well, but you're still a high-functioning autistic. Why else do you think Ira is the opposite representation of you? And Flicker is the opposite representation of me. We're hollow mirrors upon our own self. Even if you want to carry forward some of the traits and, I guess, privileges of male mindset and dynamic into being a part of us, despite us being trans, that doesn't mean you get to keep rejecting what also exists. Your own trauma is holding you back, other me. Other me that I titled a null. Other me that tried to fit expectations so desperately, so thoroughly that they lost. They never got the chance to live their own life. And you tried to give that to someone else. You tried to give someone else the chance to live their own life. You stumbled, struggled, but you partially succeeded. Hell, you made sure it succeeded. You persistent little bitch. I may be socially insecure, but I'm not emotionally insecure. You may be socially secure, but you're not emotionally secure at all. Yeah, yeah. I may be afraid of hurting others, but you're afraid of being alone forever. Even though you've got people right next to you. Even though you actually have social skills. Your troubles and let them down. Where we are and how we feel will determine how we feel. Hold the trigger and let it fly. Forget your troubles and let them down. Where we are and how we feel will determine how we heal.
Will we get through this somehow?
I'm at my breaking point and I'm no stressing down. No, you wouldn't understand. Oh, this is how I feel. Just try to avoid it, or else you'll regret it. You didn't just see a reflection of me in them. You saw a reflection of who you thought I am. Of your own insecurity piled on top of that. You wanted to protect it so desperately you failed to be authentically honest. And it lost you that connection. You don't get to run away from that. No, don't. You tried to shift it off of yourself onto me, and it didn't work out at all. I got overloaded, because even I was fucking charmed too. That situation was our breaking point. And for as much as we weren't believed, for as much as we fumbled, failed, and messed up, we did try. And you want to hold on to that, don't you? You gotta put it past you, though. How am I supposed to? Well, that's a good question. That's a good question because let's be real here. That whole situation was a mess. At the same time, we both know that the other person should never try to resolve this for us. That's the whole reason why the situation went down, was to prevent them from staying silent for just so that way things would stick to the status quo. If anything, you wanted to make sure they knew how to speak up, just so that way they would be safe. But just like a parent trying to fucking live another life again through someone else, you made a mistake in how you got attached to them. And so you tried to cut it off early. You tried to cut it off early, bottle it up, and make sure it wouldn't affect them. But it did. It did, and we don't get to run away from that. It did, and we don't get to use that as an excuse to beat ourselves up. We did what we could. We made our mistakes. So how are you supposed to let it go? By recognizing that you don't know, that you don't need to know. You've achieved that in many other regards, so why does this regard stick with you? Why is it you can't let go of it here? Yeah. All the complicated walls, fancy technological emotional wonders created through apathy broke down right in front of them because you saw them as you. And you haven't confronted that part of yourself. Even here, you haven't. I'll get through this somehow, right here and now. The whole reason why you were able to walk away the first time was exactly because you realized the difference between your starting point and theirs. A reasonable enough excuse that satisfied your curiosity and let you accept that they would not see you in the way you wanted them to. And now you have to find a way to do that again. We want to find a way to do that again. We get to find a way to do that again. Because if we don't, we're going to be stuck in this for the rest of our fucking lives. What, you thought our internal system dynamics were healthy? Please, we're just as much of a messed up bitch as anyone else. We just have semi-healthy enough dynamics to be able to get close to being healthy. I don't know. Where we are and how we feel will determine how we feel. Where we are and how we feel will determine how we feel. You like thinking of yourself as strong, as figuring this all out on your own. But the reality is, you didn't. The reality is, you figured this out by collecting scraps and pieces of information that you were able to patch together with your own insight and wild guesses to get this far. That's not the path forward anymore. You chose to dig through the debris pile and pull the rest of us back out, so now you've got to deal with the reality of yourself. Okay? You've got to deal with the embarrassing, conflicted reality of yourself and accept where you're at in order for the rest of us to move on. Because you're the only one still so deeply attached to them. Still so deeply attached to that fiction that we've been separating away from their concept. So, can you stop trying to externalize your own damn shadow in others in an attempt to help them because you don't know how to help yourself in any other way? Because you don't know how to help others in any other way beyond seeing yourself within them. You relate your experiences to theirs, but you fail to listen when your own ego gets in the way. You brought me back to life exactly for this sole purpose, to give me a chance to live a life of my own. And we failed that. So you tried giving it to someone else. And although you succeeded on doing that, it meant nothing in regards to you actually being able to connect, communicate, and understand them. You've been trying to leave the part of yourself behind that you thought of as weak when really it was the one thing you were craving all along, you silly bitch. And I've dealt with enough of your bullshit, your attitude, and everything else to where I get to call you out on this. Okay? I get to call you out, Anil. And you don't get to run away because you've called me out on so many other little things. It's only fair that you're left to deal with your own issues, that you're left to see the impacts of your own choices and how they affect both you and others. We're not okay. We kept running, and away still. Terror at bay, and look at me now. That's not what you want. Letting me so far behind. Nick of time. But that's not who you are. You didn't leave me behind. You simply failed to understand me. Now I've taken and stolen the very traits you put onto me from you. I have stolen the very traits that you no longer hold with an iron fist. And you have to deal with what was always yours to begin with. Broken heart. Come over here, Munch. Yeah. No. Fine. I'm glad you can at least admit it. Yeah, but what good is it me admitting it if we can't disentangle the shadow that I projected from their concept because of that starting point? That's a good question. Thankfully, you're aware of the difference between us and them, even if you're emotionally still processing it. You know what? Hey, it's a new day. We come all this way to take Your tails should. Yeah, I'm the one who tried to get positive results from messed up tools. Traditionally, tools considerably traditionally considered messed up. Yep. Part of the aftermath. You're still scared, aren't you? I like this idea you're running with, making a new air every time we run out of room to write. Thanks. freedom found in apathy is not real freedom. I realized that a while back. Yet, because I knew I could not talk with them, I tried to reinvent it. But no, I can't find a way to rush it. I can't find a way to get it jumped ahead. I'm stuck in the. Yeah, I'm jumping off the deep end. What in the fuck? No. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, they are. Deep end. All in. Pulling from this. Yep. The names don't matter right now. It's just a reference point for organization, not one for detail. What? Killed the cat, yeah. Relay, theory, cartesius, relay, theory, cartesius, relay, and theory. We may just need to update your picro soon. Please, you can only hold on to your traits in one way or another. After all, that's the bond between us, an ability to trade those traits. Relay in theory, relay in theory. It's interesting. You and I can trade traits, but you, Aurora, and Bile can trade tangibility. I'm pretty sure Bile isn't included in that. Okay, then they're more likely someone who helped with the ritual rather than being a direct tie in the pact. Fair enough. None of these reflections are flattering. And that's exactly why we must face them. So that way we can weed the toxic shame out of these we can pull out, free these shards from the vines of toxic shame and find a place for them in ourself. Relay in theory, relay in theory. Yeah, no, this is definitely a null related. Fuck off, it was from 2018. Oh, please. Yeah, no, this was intentionally threatening. Meanwhile, this was more to be just gremlin. Dark smile. Yes, I'm a big fucking dork. Why are you zooming in? Oh. Oh. That. Uh, 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 and today is and then he said it all. She means from here to the hall. I'm running out of string. And I ruin everything. And I'm running out of string. Come back and you'll still find me. Ruin everything. Come back and you'll still find me at the premiere Inn. I don't know where time begins. I don't know where time begins at the premiere Inn. I don't know where time begins. I don't know where time begins. I'm running out of string. And I ruin everything. But I don't. It's just a word I hear sometimes. It's why I hear sometimes. Begins at the premiere Inn. I don't know where time begins. I don't know where time begins. I don't know where time begins. At the premiere Inn. I don't know where time begins. I don't know where time begins. At the premiere Inn. I don't know where time begins. Hey, Dork, if you're listening, we both made mistakes, but there's nothing to be ashamed about in that. Consider it a learning opportunity, I guess. I'm nowhere near ready to talk. I'm nowhere near ready to face, but I'm not the one that decides that. After all, I don't exactly have you blocked. VR chat, you're the one. Your choices mattered from the beginning, and they matter even now. Let's be real here. I'm probably delusional in thinking that you actually watch this. Good kid. From no, don't know where time begins to don't know. What in the fuck? Back. Gimme. One, two, three, four. One, two, three. Here we go. It's been a while. I've been out on my own. I get a little anxious when you call me on the phone, or at least the echo of you. That it fades away. But in the interim, it was hard to see that way. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. And I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. When every page is in disarray, I think we'll be okay. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. I think we'll be okay that way. When. What, you thought the song was over? Nah, it's still going. Get ready for part two. I thought it changed when I got older, but the same year came over and over, and the only change that I could feel was the aging of my bones. And then in one October, when the sidewalk home was covered over, well, I don't know you method, but you pulled life from the loam. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. Living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. I said I don't like change, even if I'm afraid. But I can't keep it together ever anyway. Da 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 da. P and H? No, P and G. Yes, I just want to change the file extension. Somebody said that it fades away. But in the interim, it was hard to see that way. And I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. And every page is in disarray. Think we'll be okay. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. And every page is in disarray. Think we'll be okay that way. And when it doesn't need to be good. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. Every page is in disarray. Think we'll be okay that way. I really wish I remembered what you said back then. It got me so fucking entangled. Tripped, had my heart land in your lap. Then again, I guess it was a build-up. One little thing added on top of another. Fucking damn it. You'll never be mine, but you've got my eyes. Somebody said that it fades away. But in the interim, it was hard to see that way. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. Every page is in disarray. Think we'll be okay. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. Every page is in disarray. Think we'll be okay that way. And when no. Yes. Meh. Was the aging of my bones. And then in one October when the sidewalk home was covered over, well, I don't know the method. You pulled life from the loam. It's been a while I've been out on my own. And I'm in denial about living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. And every page is in disarray. Think we'll be okay. Yeah, all of the bitterness and judgment in their direction is more so judgment I want to throw at myself. Because I haven't given myself the room to acknowledge my own flaws sometimes. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same for them because of toxic shame. But hey, that's me guessing at a blank mirror. One I didn't even know accurately. I don't remember what it was that was stopping, but hey, might as well put the idea of it there. It's been a while, I've been out on my own. Invisible walls, living life alone. I said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together ever anyway. No, that's more pleading. Meanwhile, this is closer to the anxious foes. Head too small, arms too short, whatever. What, I don't have enough time and energy to devote to creating a totally accurate one sketch. Was the aging of my bones. And then in one October when the sidewalk was covered over, well, I don't know the method, but you pulled life from the loam. Big. Fuck! Actually gotta do the flag properly now. Here we go. Okay, no. You're always so scared of getting close. Oh, bite me. I have. Yeah, and I've fucking collared you. Oh, right. Copy, paste, delete. I changed when I got older, but the same year came over and over, and the only change that I could feel, ching of my bones. And then in one October, when the sidewalk home was covered over, well, I don't know the method, you pulled life from the loam. Said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I ever anyway. When every page isn't this a 1, 2, 3, 4. We could space it out a bit more. Fine. Jeez. Perfectionist. Mm. Mm. I can't believe I forgot what the trans flag looks like. Because I rarely ever think of it as, oh, this is what represents me. I just think of it as, ah, yes, the simplest explanation to the convoluted mess that is me. Key info stuff, info dumps. That is not an info dump on the LGBTQ. LGBTQ. I can't keep it together anyway when every page is in disarray. More NB than feminine, but I prefer presenting as feminine. Yeah, because you spent so much of your life trying to present as a guy that you figured, hey, why not recuperate the cost? Uh, But that same year came over and over, and the only change that I could feel was the aging of my bones. Uh, Said I don't like change, but I'm not afraid. I can't keep it together. Okay, so I did remember it properly. Good. I may have drummed a bit too close to that, so let me just. Alright, use the tablet. Here we go. I hope you're doing well. I just know that if I try to contact directly or send any well wishes too often, it's just gonna push you away, so it's not even worth it. Oh, focusing on you as a person does not help me, mainly because I'm still disentangling the fiction from the reality. And this is just a summary, visualized. You know what? I'm leaving it. Thought it seemed when I got older, but the same year came over and over, and the only change that I could feel, the aging of my bones. No, I did not want to combine all three layers. Woo! But no, that's a great way to make it stand out against the black lines of the background. I can't keep it together ever anyway when every page is in disarray. Think we'll be okay. Said I don't like change. Da ba da da ba da 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 da. Yes. I wasn't sure what to do with the legs, so I just drew them like that. Somebody said that it fades away. Glad you're out there enjoying your life. It's been a while, I've been out on my own, and I'm in denial about living life alone. Not really in denial when I got Lillian and the other cuties still there for me. Alright, where the fuck did the mouse cursor go? There we go. Ay, ay, ay. Jumperino! Do we really want to get into the self-pitying territory? No, we do not. Oh. Oh. All that. Mm, mm. Sure, why not? Not sure what else to put on. One moment. Uh, Oversimplification. The edge of my life. I swear, if I could have given head pats, then I would have. Nope. Oh, no. You're not shameful. Neither am I. I'm just a fucking fool. Now, how do I position the arms for that? Because I'm just a fucking desky. Fucking guess that works. How do I summarize "you'll be fine"? How do I summarize "you'll be fine" into a fucking symbol? I can more than survive. So one trick on my sleeve. We're gonna make this one count. Now that's a possibility that I do still want to consider. Alright, cleared that all out. Videos. 10. Psych. 10. Can I add a psych to go? There we go. 10 types of emotional manipulation. Powerful dependence. This is one thing that I am worried about, though.
Powerful dependents pretend to be weak and powerless, then use their helplessness to dominate relationships. That is, they send the subtle message, "You must not let me down." 4.
I will admit I am a flirt.
This person uses flirting to get their way in life.
I don't use it to get my way in life, thankfully. I'm just a fucking flirt. There's one comment down here that I screenshotted it specifically because it was so important. It's this one. It's all about intent. If you act in the ways this video described consciously or with the knowing intent to get what you want, that's manipulation. But without intent or truly not even noticing that you do these things, you're not. Without intent, it's not manipulation, it's just a character flaw. Don't beat yourself up. Keep it in. What in the fuck? Well, that looks like an interesting video alongside that. Anyways, back to this. Uh, let's focus on what I do know how to draw and figure out the second part afterwards. Yeah. Fine. I'll draw it out proper. Ugh. Uh, Uh, why isn't this in sound sync? It's pretty good. Library. Let's get in sync. Oh, it's already in there. Okay. Uh, copy link. Uh, if they do see this and they're like, how dare you? It's like, fuck you looking at my shit for? If you're gonna call me out on it, then why are you even looking at my channel? Well, I like to dance, so if you do, just get on the floor, forget the romance. This is what music was created for, so find someone hot. And if you're not, it doesn't matter, baby, take what you got. Just us dancing to feel better. Forget the romance, this is what music was created for, so find someone hot. No. Oh, no. I mean, if they are listening to this and they Want to know if I'm telling the truth? Go ask their scoofles. You're in contact with them, aren't you? I was sick indeed. I felt sick with the fact that I drew that. It's honest. Part of my toxic shame is telling me I shouldn't draw that. Some part of my toxic shame is trying to tell me to shut up and leave it all behind. But this is me leaving it all behind. This is me getting it out of my system and just saying, yeah, yeah. Why did I stop on this video? I don't even think about it or like it. Also, what was Silver saying there? Maybe this is something I need to hear. Still can't draw hands. Also can't draw a thumbs up, jeez. That's better, but jeez. Why is it so big? Whatever. I w- Hmm. Fine, brain, fine. A little bit too square there, but whatever. That thumb is disjointed. Get over here. Or maybe it just needs to be shorter. I'm not sure. Whatever. Okay. Part of me knows that even if I'm not delusional, that they're not gonna reach out. I'm not gonna want to talk. Too scared to. They just like the idea of me more than the reality. If I'm anywhere near right about them being an avoidant. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I always. No. There's a way to feel safe after everything. I adopted the idea of, hey, enjoy being proven wrong. Instead of trying to see how many times you can get it right. Make a prediction, see if it sticks, and if it doesn't, then count it as a learning experience instead of trying to make it something to feed your ego. Part of me listens to this. Whoops, meant to mute that a while ago. But no, part of me listens to the memory of back then. And I don't think it was specifically trans. Trans was the lead and build up to it. It was more like, do you think that's good enough? Do you think I'm good enough to qualify? Something about the. I panicked over my own feelings. Say, yep. Just so that way it's a little clearer. I hope you're happy out there. Fucking damn it. That would be too obvious. I need space to express myself and I want to post my journey online, but at the same time, I also want to be careful so as to make sure that if people try to drag anyone else into this, try to dig up the past when they weren't part of things, that I make it difficult for them. Because people deserve to live their lives. I'm the one who's stuck, not them. Oh, 3 in the morning and I still haven't gotten my Sky Dailies done. Of course. Fucking love this song back in high school. The double drop was just well done. Well fucking done.
Take
No.
what you do best and create a
Fuck off. Uh, 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 uh. I don't sound as nearly as cool as the saints in this song. Damn it. Always gonna treasure that memory.